I need your advice regarding furnace flame sensor problems.
If the furnace is cycling on and off, it may be due to the flame sensor.
What do I do with the flame sensor if that is the case?
The furnace burns gas for fuel, and while the units are more efficient than they used to be, they still get coated in soot.
So I need to replace it.
You should if the rod has broken off. If not, you can take it out and clean it with a Brillo pad or emery cloth.
I do not have those, but I have sandpaper.
Do not use sandpaper, because the sand gets on the flame sensor and acts as insulation, doing the same thing the soot did but worse.
Why would the furnace shut down because the flame sensor is dirty?
As it gets coated in ash, the furnace kicks in but the sensor can't sense the heat and the furnace shuts off. After that happens a couple times, safety protocols shut down the furnace until you power cycle it.
My furnace has a reset button.
Remember to turn off power to the furnace and let it cool down before you open it up and get the flame sensor.
I put that in the category of common sense.
After you clean it, turn on the furnace and make sure it stays on, though since you shut it down to clean the sensor, it may take longer to start as it does system checks.
That's not any worse than waiting for a reboot because it locked down due to constant cycling.
If it shuts down again after the unit turns on, replace the flame sensor. If that doesn't work, you're looking at a problem with the control panel or something else.
After resetting it while cleaning the sensor, I know the control panel problem is severe enough to warrant a service call.
Now if the unit runs for a longer period, like half an hour, the problem isn't the flame sensor but a high limit switch.
What does the limit switch do?
It turns off the furnace and turns on the fan to cool the unit off.
I have not documented how long it runs before it dies.
A unit that cycles and shuts down because it is overheating takes longer than the 2 or 3 minutes it runs if the problem is the furnace heat sensor. But it probably needs the flame sensor clean anyway.
I heard it could be something other than cleaning the flame sensor.
If the flame sensor is too far from the flame, it won't recognize the heat is. But if it is already 2 or so inches from the flame, that's not the problem.